Let's kick it.
It's looking spicy.
Spicy. Spicy.
Let's go. Hey, it's your girl Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. We in the building today. As you can see, I got a special guest with me. I got my dog. Shout out to my dog Kevin. He's my puppy. He's my pride and besides Darius. Darius is my pride and joy. He's Pride and Joy Jr. And yeah, that's the homie right there. I also got a special guest with me today. A person who is really cool. They have their own podcast, and not only, I feel like I'm gonna allow you to introduce yourself.
If you insist.
Yeah.
I will go along with whatever you say.
Yeah.
This
Shout
is your
out to
show.
Chris Aballo from the Chris Aballo Podcast Experiment.
Yes.
Oh, right?
That's it.
I
See,
said
you
it
did
right,
it.
right?
You did. Close.
Okay.
Very close.
Wow, how do you pronounce the show?
Well, it's Chris Aballo's Podcast Experiment. It's not the Chris Aballo Podcast Experiment.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, didn't I just say that? I was like,
it's all right. Chris Aballo
Just the
Podcast
the.
Experience. Everybody says, yeah, there's no the.
Wait, experience or experiment?
No, it's experiment. Everybody says experience because
Did I
nobody
say
actually pays
experience?
attention to my show, even the people on it.
Did I say experience or experiment?
No, you said experiment.
Okay.
Just
I
know
just
the.
got the part.
Correct.
Okay. All
I mean,
right.
incorrect. Whatever. It's the Mina Mendoza Show, everybody.
Let's
That's what we're here to do, actually.
go.
So never mind my little show.
It's all right. How are we feeling, Chris?
I'm feeling good. I
Yeah?
mean, cold, as we were
know.
talking about, because you're all layered up as you should be.
Yeah, it's super cold.
It is
very cold.
It's almost time for me to pull out my
I was
my
gonna
winter
say,
leather jacket.
Chris, this is like your signature look, like the leather coat. I swear to
It
God,
is.
it's like it's part of your persona.
It is.
Like,
I
literally.
live in this thing pretty much.
I was like, yeah, every time, a different shirt, every single time.
always, yes.
But this coat, is what's your relationship with this coat? I'm curious.
Well, this coat is this particular leather jacket is 2 years old. So
Okay.
this is a newer one.
Okay.
I have, this is going to sound really, in my head makes perfect sense, but saying it
Yeah.
out loud, I sound like a diva. This is my spring, summer, fall leather jacket, but I have a heavier winter leather jacket, cold weather leather jacket, which I guess it's time to pull that thing out.
Maybe, yeah.
Because now it's getting cold. Yeah, Marvin there weighing in. He's
Right?
like, totally. But I get very distracted by drops. It's going to be an ADHD kind of
It's
Mina Mendoza show,
okay.
everybody. But yeah, I like leather jackets. This is legitimately comfortable, which is why I just wear it all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
my option down the line is to be cremated. But if I was going to be buried, I'd be buried in this thing.
Right.
So, but it's
Okay.
just, I wear it legitimately because I'm comfortable. It's actually not like an
Mm-hmm.
image. I mean, I joke that it's my costume, but it literally is. This is just how I dress every single day.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm
my
here
thing.
for it. I'm here for what's her face? Elvira.
Elvira, yeah, I gotta
Elvira.
make sure to show this off.
Yes. Okay.
I always wear shirts that are dark and colorful, like me.
Okay.
So
Yes.
they reflect my personality, dark and colorful.
Let's go. So I know we had a couple holidays that just passed us right now. We had Thanksgiving and Black Friday. How was your
Yes.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was great.
Yeah.
All the stereotypes anyone ever has heard about Italians and food and too much food is 100% true.
What's an Italian Thanksgiving? I'm curious. Like, what is served during Italian Thanksgiving? Like, is it like your typical Thanksgiving dinner, or is it like, is there a difference?
In the case of my family, which I can only speak to, but it's
Yeah.
a certain contingent of Jersey Italians, but
Yeah.
it is the traditional Thanksgiving food, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we're eating for like 3 hours. It's a whole affair. I mean, just dinner. Dessert comes way later. Dessert and coffee is like after everybody has like an hour, like a siesta,
Yeah.
basically. And so we started, let me just walk you through it. So we started out with pumpkin soup, which is exactly what it sounds like. My cousin Marilee makes an amazing pumpkin soup. Sometimes she makes it with like this this kind of spicy red pepper, like whipped thing. I mean, and everything's made from scratch, which is the insane thing. I need to learn how to do all this stuff myself.
Yeah.
Because my cousins are phenomenal cooks.
Okay.
And they got it from my aunt, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But all the more reason, like, I need to learn how to do this myself because I don't want to be completely dependent on them.
You got the pumpkin soup.
We did have the pumpkin soup. And then there's always the next course, so to speak, even though it's just like a never-ending stream of food. But after that was manigot, or manicotti, as people call it.
Manicotti.
And that is, there's always some macaroni involved. Yes, we call it macaroni in the family, not pasta. So sometimes it's lasagna, it could be stuffed shells, it could be something like that. But there's always macaroni worked into the sequence of meal. It'll be the same thing at Christmas as well.
Okay.
You know, there could very well be like a ham,
But is it
a
like
turducken.
pasta, like with red sauce? Or are we talking about like macaroni and cheese?
No, well, see, that's the argument I've had with many people, in as much as like pasta and macaroni are the same thing. They go by different names. Everybody calls like elbows macaroni because it's macaroni and cheese. Usually you have elbows in it, unless you get the blue box of lies, as my one friend calls it, because it's not homemade mac and cheese. But that's a whole other, we can do an hour on that, but we won't today.
Yeah.
But anyway, my family has always called whatever kind of those starchy shapes that we all enjoy. It's just always been macaroni, but most people do call it pasta. But just in our family, it's macaroni. Sauce, I do not dispute the existence of sauce. Sauce is a thing. However, it is a thinner consistency and comes in many different forms. In our family, it's gravy because there's always meat that's put in it. It's a thicker consistency. It's cooking all day Sunday. Sunday dinners, you've all seen The Sopranos. That's a thing. It legitimately is a thing. The gravy's in the pot all day long cooking. And at some point, meat gets added in. Meatballs or sausage or braciole or whatever it is. Something ends up in there where that's the kind of distinction between sauce and gravy is if you put some meat in there.
Interesting.
So typically we always regardless, we refer to it as gravy in my family because we don't make sauce because it's never like a thinner like consistency.
Okay.
So
you guys get the soup. Now we get the macaroni. And then
correct.
what's next?
And then it's the main course. There's white meat and dark meat. We have, there was mac and cheese. There was, what greens were there? I know there's some roasted broccoli and of course cranberry sauce.
Okay.
And cornbread and sweet potatoes. And
Sounds
I mean, the
good.
sides were, it was all the sides, all the
sides.
traditional sides. But it's
Okay.
also, and there were about 20 of us. So there's 2 plates of everything. I mean, there's 2 trays of sweet potatoes. There are 2 turkeys. It's insane. There's 2 plates of turkey, actually. One, I meant to say there are 2 plates in as much as there's 1 plate of white meat, 1 plate of dark meat. But everything is, and so that one half of the table can pass it among themselves and the other half of the table can kind of pass it among themselves. So everybody always has food in front of them. That is the whole thing. And then dessert, which is later. We were done with dinner by like 5 p.m. And then, like I said, there's like an hour break. There's an intermission. And then it's coffee and tea and dessert. Now, there were 5 different pies. And
Jesus.
we can eat. My family can put it away. I know it doesn't show, but that's because I've
I'm
reformed
like,
myself. I'm a
all this
reformed fat person.
food.
There's a lot of food.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a marathon. It really is.
So you're pretty much stuffed.
Oh God, yeah.
Stuffed.
Yeah, that hour
Turkey
is
day
needed
stuffed.
just to kind of recover, just to like give yourself time to digest. Because it's very easy to fall into like that food stupor. I mean, we all do it. Like Thanksgiving's such a food-oriented holiday that's very easy to just be like, and immediately want to like take a nap.
Yeah.
But there were 5 pies. And what else was it? A bunch of other desserts. There's
It sounds like you had a good Thanksgiving.
It's great. I love getting together with my cousins and my extended family
Love
for
that.
Thanksgiving. It's so awesome. But that's just the typical Thanksgiving gathering we do. My one cousin has been hosting it for the last few years, and she will host Christmas as well. And we have a great time and we eat a lot. So it's as much as it's great to get the family together, particularly for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, it's totally food oriented. Like I said, Italian stereotypes in full effect.
What's a side dish that you feel like you could cancel? Like mine, like if I were to choose something I could cancel, like something that I wouldn't mind having like in my table feast of whatever Thanksgiving, I would definitely say, something I don't really care for.
Okay, let's do this. Let me put it on you. Let's do F, Marry, Kill with Thanksgiving sides.
How do you play that game?
How do you play that game? You've made
Yeah.
it all this time? You've made it to 22 years old and you have never played F, Marry, Kill?
what
All
are you
right.
talking about, man?
So wow, Marva's laughing way too hard at that joke. Way too hard.
So wait, how do
Right
you,
through the soundproof glass.
Wait. So
F,
what's-
marry, kill. Okay, so
F,
obviously
marry,
we all know
kill.
what the F stands for, right?
Yeah.
Or marry it.
Mary.
We know what that's about.
I was thinking about like Jesus.
And
I swear to God, I was like, where is this game going? F, Mary?
F,
Okay.
marry, kill.
F,
So
marry,
one.
kill. Now I get it.
Yes.
The whole point I was thinking about religion.
Oh God, no.
I was like, I swear, you said it. I was like, okay, I'll play this game. I don't know what this is.
why?
Sounds crazy. I was like, it sounds crazy, but okay.
I mean, it is. I'm not gonna lie. Doing F, marry, kill with Thanksgiving
F,
size is something
marry,
a sane
kill.
person would do, but here we are.
Okay, so we're doing F, Mary, kill.
Yes, for Thanksgiving sides.
um,
Okay, so let me give you three.
Okay.
All right. Sweet potatoes,
Okay.
cornbread, cranberry sauce. Go.
So F.
This is live, everybody.
Wait, hold on. So F and kill means bad.
No, F means you would just you would enjoy it, but
Devour
it's
it.
not a keeper. It's not a
Okay.
keeper.
So there's
it's a
so-
one, think
so
of the F as a
kill-
one night stand.
Kill's the only bad
The
one.
kill is the one you can eliminate,
And
obviously.
Mary, you love it.
Mary is like I could
Okay.
eat this every day.
And it was cranberry sauce.
Cornbread, sweet potatoes.
Okay. So F, cornbread.
Okay.
Mary, sweet potatoes. Kill cranberry. I don't
All
know.
right.
If me in my household, in the Mina Mendoza household, I have never had. This I swear to God on everything. No cross fingers counted. I never had cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, that's
do,
not.
do you not like cranberry sauce, or it's just never made the
Yeah,
cut?
this has never been a side. I feel like if someone brought that to my mom's house, my mom was like, "What's this?" Like she'll think it's a pudding. No, I swear to God.
Or if it comes out of the
My
can, she'll just think
mom-
somebody's got a can and a bowl
No,
on the
I
table.
swear to God, no, my mom will think it's a dessert. She'll serve that and save it for dessert. If you bring that to her house
Mm-hmm.
and don't say anything, she'll think it's a dessert.
You got to do that next year and put it up on your
Yo,
Instagram
for real,
story,
for real.
just
I'm like-
just to see what the reaction
and
is.
what's funny is like my mom's name is Betty,
Mm-hmm.
but I pronounce her name Betty. So I'm like, what does Betty think? What is Betty? And she hates it when I call her
Is
by
she
her
watching?
first name.
If-
Baby,
If Betty is watching, call in
Betty.
right now. Let us
Betty.
know.
Betty.
What are your thoughts on cranberry sauce?
But yeah, I would go in that order. What
Okay.
about you?
Well, that's a good one. I like cranberry sauce. I have a sweet tooth. It's my dietary vice is
Okay.
anything sweet. However,
I mean, yeah, your family's having 5 dessert
I mean, yeah,
pies.
it's 5 pies. Oh, I have a slice of every single one.
Like, no,
just because
you're not having
I'm a
sweet
pig
tooth.
like that. But at the same time, they're there. They're there to be
Yeah.
eaten. What are we supposed to do? Just let them sit there and go to waste? No, no chance.
All right, so which ones will you
Anyway, all right. So yeah, I would also kill cranberry sauce, given these 3 choices.
do? Really? Okay.
Well, because cornbread I'd have to marry.
Yeah,
Because it's
cornbread's
like it's
good.
cornbread. Like why? I mean, come on. You know, it's
Yeah.
like between cornbread and cranberry sauce, it's just like there's kind of no competition.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd have to go with F sweet potatoes.
F sweet
because
potatoes.
as a man, I could fashion it into. You know what? Never mind. We're going to take this in a direction.
dead.
And
Dead.
and they're warm. And you know what? Let's talk about something else.
Sweet potatoes are good. I like sweet potatoes. All right. So I like that one. I like that. So now I know how
So
to
now you can play
officially
that with
play
all your
that
other
game.
guests. And just,
Yeah, because when you said that, I was like, I don't know what this means,
You're
but
is
like,
he-
I'm gonna
is-
go with it.
He's the strangest, most
Yeah, he's
strangely
the
dressed
stra-
Bible thumper I've ever seen.
Strangest guest ever. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
not-
like he's wearing Elvira shirts. He wants to talk about Jesus on my show. Like, no, not at all.
I was just like going with it. I was just going with it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, whoever's in the check-in, I haven't looked at the YouTube, but like anybody, I would say, yeah, what would you go for? What's your F, marry, kill?
Correct.
F, marry, kill. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing. I really
No
like
problem.
That. I like that a lot. Okay, so I guess like going into Thanksgiving, one thing I wanted to talk about is like Black Friday.
Yeah.
Have you ever participated in Black Friday?
I used to participate a lot.
No way.
I did because not insanely because, you know, once upon a time, although now we've come back to it in a, I guess as post-COVID world. I mean, as
Yeah.
post as we're going to get. It's,
Yo,
you know,
Kevin,
it's-
you're wilding out. Like, yo,
Yeah,
he
look at-
just,
he-
he is just like,
he's-
yo, I need to make a video of how many times Kevin lounges.
He's stretching out like a
bro.
rug. You can come over here, Kevin, if you want. You want to stretch out over here? You can.
I'm
Oh, he wants some
dead.
coffee. What kind of
Kevin's
coffee did you
cool.
get?
I got a chai, dirty chai. It's a chai tea latte with a shot of espresso.
And I felt weird bringing up F, Mary, Kill, but
I'm
you're drinking
dead.
dirty chais.
Dirty
Anyway,
chais are the shit.
I know. Did you put a little like shot of vodka in there and have yourself a dirty chai
No,
martini? Okay.
none of
All right.
that.
After the show.
I'm dead.
Anyway.
Wait, what were you saying? Black Friday.
Black Friday, I participated. So
Yeah.
now, yeah, it's a long way out of the way. Marv is like, he's upset that there's a little bit of renovation going. Take everybody behind the scenes at Bravery Studios. There's a little bit of renovation going on in the studio. It looks great, but there used to be a clock in here, which was excellent, especially for me, who has no sense of time when it comes to participating in
You're
shows,
good, I
particularly
got
on
you.
mine. Oh, no, I know that. But I know Marv is going to be sitting there like looking at his watch like this guy is going to fill up the entire hour
No.
with one story.
All right, so so Black Friday.
Yes.
What was your first Black Friday? What did you do?
Well, I worked in retail forever. So my first actual Black Friday was working. I worked at Old Navy and Freehold Mall.
Oh my God.
So it was November of
Why are
1999.
you licking the microphone?
And I remember I had to be at work at 5 a.m. because the mall opened at 6 a.m. Again, this was before Black Friday got out of control.
Yeah.
So the mall opening at 6 a.m. used to be a big deal because it's like the mall's opening 4 hours early because, normally it's like 10 a.m. And all I did all day, because the big doorbuster was fleece tops.
That shit sounds so crazy. Doorbuster. That's a
Doorbusters.
doorbuster.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit sounds scary.
It sounds like you're just
sounds-
courting
you're get-
violence.
you're
Like,
gonna get
that's-
hurt.
Yeah. Like
Yo,
that's how
come
those
in.
videos of people
Doorbuster
getting
deal. Like, yo.
people getting stomped at Walmart. Like you're just encouraging them
Wild.
by calling this doorbusters.
Doorbuster.
42-inch TV for $99. It's gonna die day 35 because it's
Wait.
a cheap ass TV. But
So retail.
Yes.
You were working doorbuster.
yes, so fleece were the doorbusters. I know. So you haven't thought about this probably a little while.
Wait, so what happened?
So, well, no, my whole job the whole day, I had to be there at 5 a.m. because we had to open 6. We had a table of, there were fleece tops, and that was the big
Wild.
thing.
Old Navy.
It was full zip and then like pullover with like a zip that was like a third of the way down.
Okay.
So my job was just restock that all day because they were like $8 or something. And I think the fleeces were like maybe normally 18 or 20. I forget. But I
Oh,
literally was
wow.
assigned to restock the fleece table all day because they knew I didn't need supervision. That was kind of
Yeah.
the reason they're just like, this is your task for the whole day. I don't remember how late I worked, but I remember getting up at like 4:15 and I just turned 18. So I was
Oh my
getting up
God.
at 4 in the morning at all. I'm used to going to bed at
Yo,
4 in the morning.
especially waking up at 4 in the morning just to be folding fleeces.
Totally.
And bringing them out.
To go
Like,
to work,
yo,
period. I'm
it's
like, I don't like getting up and going to high
listen,
school. You're going to make me go to work?
Chris, you need to restock these 500 red fleeces.
Dude, that's exactly
it's
what it was
out
like.
of control. Yeah, doorbusters.
Doorbusters,
That just sounds
Black
crazy.
Friday, 1999.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's crazy.
It was. That was all I did.
18-year-old Chris.
I restocked fleece all day. I mean, I'm pretty sure I probably worked
I'm
like a 10-hour day. So I
dead.
probably worked like 6 to 4, I'm guessing. And that was my job all day, was restocking fleece. So I didn't have to deal with like an insane Black Friday because surprise, surprise, people weren't exactly, camping out.
I'm
They weren't
dead.
camping out starting on Tuesday to get an Old
I'm
Navy to
just
save
picturing
$12.
you, Chris, in front of this table with this doorbuster zip-up red fleece, and it's just like I'm just picturing this Old Navy. At every table at Old Navy, there's one person designated for that table.
Oh my God. No, this
and
was-
your job is only to restock that thing all day.
This was a double table, like when you walk in the
Yes, it
doors.
sounds crazy.
It literally was just like, so there's 2 tables, so I'm going to say it was probably like 16 feet wide.
Yeah, it just sounds crazy.
And the fleece was in a separate, like the
Yeah.
fixture stock room. They had it separate for me, just so I could, because again, this was the big item that there was. Because like,
Doorbuster.
I know, it's hilarious, right? To think about, because you're like, who's lining up? Who's like, I can't wait to get to the mall to go to Old
No,
Navy to
for
save
real.
$12 on a fleece top. But anyway,
Yo, that shit is sitting somewhere in Goodwill. Yo, how many of those doorbuster fleeces are in
oh
Goodwill
my
right
God.
now?
Oh, no. Oh, so funnily enough,
I like
so
this
this happened
episode.
shortly after.
Yo.
So where it's still there, the Old Navy I worked at.
Yeah.
At
In
in
Freehold.
Freehold Mall. It's still there. It's right underneath the food court. So what happened a week or 2 later was the Chinese place up top, their grease trap
Like, I'm like, what's
leaked.
happening?
You're gonna die.
Yo, what
Now,
happened?
you've spent some time working in malls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. But the grease trap in the Chinese restaurant above us leaked and was dripping.
all over the doorbuster fleeces.
Well, now they're regular price fleeces.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we had to close. And you can imagine having to close the store completely in the
Yeah.
mall within a month of Christmas. I mean, this is probably like 3 weeks
Oh my
before
God,
Christmas.
the manager was probably like freaking
People
out.
are showing up like they want to exchange stuff. They want to do. We're like, there's nothing we can do. And
Yeah.
all that stuff ended up getting donated. That's the funny part is because,
my
I mean,
God.
they big grease drips on them, but whatever. If you're cold, you will wear a grease
Yeah,
stained
that's
fleece
true.
top. So somebody probably didn't complain. I mean, it stunk. Don't get me wrong. Like Chinese restaurant grease traps do not smell great. I didn't know that
Yeah.
until I walked into work that night and I'm like, you're kidding, right? This is what we're doing? This sucks. So it was a really interesting Christmas. But I did all in. I worked. Hang on a second. I haven't thought about it in a long time. I haven't been in retail since July of 20. Oh, I'm sorry. October of 2011. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But I worked. Let's see, 99, 2001 to 5. 2007, 8, 9. So that's 9 Black Fridays I worked in my life in retail.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild. And I mean, I got out before they started opening at like 2 a.m. on Friday and then opening Thanksgiving night. Like my last Black Friday I worked was 2009. So I think they were opening at like 4 or 5 a.m. I think it was probably like 4 a.m. But I used to line up for DVDs and stuff.
Okay.
Because there would be like $3 DVDs at Best Buy. And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get a couple of movies, and stuff like that. So that's why I participated in Black Friday. And the last one I did line up for, but I would get there like an hour before they opened. I would get there at like 5 a.m. because they were opening at 6. Like I wouldn't camp out all night. I never bought like, those cheap ass TVs like we were laughing about before. I just would go in to buy cheap movies because I'm like, it's the holidays, a couple for gifts and, most of them for me.
I only did Black Friday one time. And I always remember, like, it was Best Buy. Because I was like, okay, I guess I should go in here.
Right.
And I did it. And it was wild. I remember I went there early. It was like, at least like 5:30 or 6. And basically, all I remember is they had an employee. And, like, we're going to get this on camera. So I remember just walking in. I had to been like 16 at that time because I didn't know. Like my mom was just like, oh, let's just see what Black Friday is about.
Right.
I was like, okay.
So 6 years ago.
So we go in there and this employee, I don't even know what they were selling, but this employee was just like, I'm pretty sure even if I talk the microphone.
Probably.
Yo, Kevin's
I'll narrate if you want.
Like, what is my mom doing?
Yeah. It's like, she shoved me off her lap.
Kill. Nah, chill. He's a baby Rottweiler.
Oh, look, you told him to kill and he sat. That is the wildest.
Yeah, it's a baby Rottweiler. So, there was this, like, employee. She was just, like, on this stool. And she had these boxes. And she just was standing there. And I was just like, that was my first.
Like a living mannequin?
No, I don't even know what she was doing. I think it was her first day of work. And they just had her up there holding these boxes. Like, almost like a designated area. Like, come here. Doorbuster. Like,
that's like a sorority hazing thing. Like, that's not even a retail thing.
I remember looking at her at 16 years old. And she it looked so awkward and confusing. Because she looked like let me go back to my mic.
That's all right.
But she looked like I don't know if she needed help or like if they just told her to do that. I just remember looking at her and she was just holding on to these two, but I don't even know what it was that it was.
She wasn't saying anything. She wasn't guiding the lines.
All I know
nothing.
is that she had a blue shirt up there. I was like, yo, she's one of the employees, but I don't know what they have her doing. But I felt so bad for her.
That's hilarious.
And that was it.
Wow.
I just remember that. I remember that. And I remember I didn't buy anything because the line was wild. But that was it. I remember seeing that and everything was kind of like a blur. Like I never like got that fancy TV or anything like that. So I just feel like that was my only memory from Black Friday. I wonder where that person is.
She's in an institution somewhere because it's like
she's still there
after one holiday
up.
season at Best Buy. She's just like, I can't even.
Imagine she's the manager of Best Buy.
Can you imagine? She's like a district. She's like a district manager now.
Maybe another Best Buy because that Best Buy was the one at Garden State Plaza and that one closed.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! The 2-floor Best Buy.
I hope that wherever you are, doorbuster lady.
That's right, doorbuster Brittany. I don't know her name.
Doorbuster person, because nowadays you never know what people's pronouns are.
This is true. Yeah.
So, doorbuster person.
Doorbuster they.
I hope you out there door busting, being successful.
Yeah, we hope you busted some doors
for real
last week.
And
we applaud you and your dedication.
That part.
That's right.
That part. All right, so
thank you for being an asset to retail.
I actually searched something while we were talking because I got curious. I was just like, all right, so what's up with Black Friday? Like, when did this become a thing?
That's a good question.
Thank you. So Black Friday began on November 1951 and then again in 1952.
Wait, so was it a racial thing then?
No.
Because that was a different time.
It was referred to the practice of workers calling in sick on the day after Thanksgiving in order to have a 4-day weekend. So it actually has nothing to do with sales. Now, who turned that into sales? I don't know. It's kind of like that 420 story. Like 420 has nothing to do with the date. Like 420 story is really about a group of stoners that would meet up every day at 420.
Right.
And like it had nothing to do with the day.
Yeah, and it mutated into this other thing. Well, that's why, it's so funny that happens, because when you think about it, like Memorial Day sale, not the point of Memorial Day at all. It's really not the point, which is why it's kind of a good thing that they never made 9/11 a holiday, because it would be a day for sales. It's sad, but in American culture, it would totally happen, because Memorial Day is a prime example, or 4th of July. 4th of July is a celebration, but like Memorial Day, totally not the point to be like, save big on, not fleece tops because they're out of season, but
I feel like those days, they do have sales, but I feel like it's more based off because people are off of work. So it's like, oh, come spend your money here.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's more based off that. I don't think they like, and you pay your respect or whatnot.
But in America, we just want an excuse to party too. So there's that.
That part.
And spending money goes hand in hand with partying. So
yeah, like Black Friday deals. And it just,
some point it was co-opted.
I'm just like, when did it get crazy where I think someone died on Black Friday, like a couple years ago. I don't know if it was Target or Black Friday, but I just remember, right? Marv is like agreeing.
A couple people have ended up in the hospital for sure.
No, but this was the major one, Chris. It was like a video, and I remember they played this video on the news. And when you look back at these videos, and I feel like I want to turn this into a clip, I remember it just would look like a stampede of people.
Oh, yeah.
You just saw a wave of people. And like the way the person died, I don't know if it was Walmart or Target, but he opened the door and they just, I don't know if it was a man or woman, but they trampled them.
It was a stampede. Yeah.
Just killed them. Killed the person.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, that is wild, crazy. And because of that, I feel like they put regulations. And I think that's when they started forming lines. Or because of that situation.
Yeah.
People became a little bit more cautious of how to do that.
Right. That's one thing I have to say. And that was, aside from that one Old Navy Black Friday, I never opened a Black Friday when I worked retail. Any of the others, I worked, because I did a lot, I worked for a big box retailer for a while after that, for basically every Black Friday after that one. And I never opened. I would close, which was still like a 12-hour shift. I come in at, 12:30 and work till 12:30.
I would rather open on Black Friday than close Black Friday.
Yeah, see, I just didn't want to deal with the people.
I don't want to clean up the mess. I'll handle the mess. I don't want to clean it up.
I'd rather clean up the mess because there aren't people around, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with crazy people. I'd rather deal with stuff. We totally are. But see, that's how it works. See, that's how any store functions well. It's just like you get the people who want to get up. They're just like, or the people who are just like, let me get this over with. But I get that. So you will handle the people, and
I'm the personality hire.
Yeah, that's you are. That's you. You're the personality hire. Yeah. And I'm the guy who's like, leave me alone. I'll clean up. Just keep everyone away from me.
How does Chris still have a job here? Like, what does he do?
Because he restocks fleece like nobody's business.
He's been restocking the doorbuster.
You've never seen doorbusters restocked.
For 3 years. He's the best at it.
Since 1999, nobody can compete with Chris Aballo's fleece restocking.
Yo, dead. I like this. Okay. So Black Friday, I guess turning it into like, I feel like we had our fair share with it and know what it is.
Yeah.
I guess like anybody who's watching this episode, what was your first like Black Friday purchase, or what was your first Black Friday experience, or even experience working? Because I feel like that could be translated in so many different ways.
Totally.
And I'm curious. I want to know what that's like. Okay. So let's transition into, I guess, like, it being not Thanksgiving or Black Friday anymore. I feel like the season now is like Christmas.
Yes.
So I guess like jumping into it, like, first, I've never played White Elephant.
Yeah, I haven't either. I'm not.
Is this a thing? Yo, what's up, bro? Is this like a thing? Like, I only know about White Elephant because of The Office.
That's how most people know about it. I'd never heard about it until my first podcast. We did our Christmas episode in 2011. I'd never heard of the White Elephant.
Yeah.
And again, I got a dark sense of humor. So in my mind, I was just like this, because this was my friend Corey, who was from Jersey.
Yeah.
And his family moved to, I think it was North Carolina, maybe South Carolina. And then they moved up to Vermont. So I hear White Elephant, and I'm just like, well, obviously this is a white people thing. Meanwhile, I've never heard of it. But Jersey Italians aren't white. We are spicy white. Remember that.
I'm dead.
But anyway, which is why I'm here today. But I'd never heard of White Elephant until he brought it up. And then I don't know what year that episode of The Office came out, but that seemed to be how it suddenly became a thing and everybody was aware of it.
remember that
So I had
episode?
zero awareness. I remember after I never watched The Office. I know. That's what everybody has that
Oh my
gives me
God.
that look.
Marv, do we have like the intro? I don't even know how to do that intro.
Or do you have a drop that's just a series of boos?
I know we got
Because-
Michael Scott. I think so.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, I've had a lot of
Bro,
conversations.
you need to like catch up. The Office is like, I was late on that bandwagon too. I was super late, like super late. I didn't watch it till like maybe like 5 years after everybody was already watching
Really?
it. Yeah.
Okay, see, that's one of the shows I tried because everyone was talking about it. I just couldn't get into it. And
Yeah.
that like there was that whole crop of NBC shows that were on at the time. It was like The Office and Parks and Rec and 30 Rock. And I was just, I got into none of them. For whatever reason, they didn't click
I'm
with
telling
me.
you right now, Chris, that episode, I mean, Office in general, and shout out to all my people that are Office fans. It's perfect because I feel like it's like relatable personalities.
Right.
And it's like, I feel like everybody has had a job like that at least one time in their life where like you just kind of work at this job where like you don't know what you're doing, but like it's a job,
Right.
but it's in an office.
You know to show up there every day.
Yeah, and like you
So
deal
that's
with
it.
paperwork, but it's like you don't really know what your purpose is there, but
Yeah.
like it's a job.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's a dope show. It's Michael Scott is like the boss that I feel like he means well.
But he
but
doesn't know how to
it's
handle
so
people. He doesn't know how to,
oblivious.
he doesn't know how to deal with people.
Yeah, like it's almost narcissistic in the most innocent way.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
the best way I could explain like Michael Scott, because I don't feel like he's not a mean person,
Mm-hmm.
but he definitely just looks out for himself.
Right.
Like if I had to put a zodiac sign to Michael Scott,
Of course.
I feel like he would be an Aries, because he always wants to be number one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
But sometimes
go again.
I'm not quite sure how you want to get there,
Mm-hmm.
but we'll do it. I don't know. Michael Scott always seemed like an Aries to me. You got to watch this episode. I feel like I can't even talk about the show with you.
It's so, I mean, you can't. 'Cause
Well, it's a
I'll
white
just be like,
elephant.
uh-huh.
Well,
But I know of the episode, though,
but
obviously.
do you know
'cause
how to
everybody's
play
talked
white
about it.
elephant?
No.
Yeah, I got to create a meme of how many times his dog just like laid, chilled. Now he's just chilling like this.
He's just ready to
He
fall
looks
asleep.
dead
He's
on the
still-
screen.
I don't know if he's just trying to like sleep through the show, or he's just like, I'm so not into
Kevin
this.
is just cool, man.
Or if he's just happy
Kevin's
to be.
a prop. Kevin's
Yeah,
a prop.
basically.
So with White
That's
Elephant,
great.
from what I know, everybody gets a budget of a gift,
Mm.
and each turn can either take a gift
Right. Okay. Yes.
or
Now I
take
know.
your gift
Mhm.
or something like that. But the whole point is that everybody just wants that really good gift.
Of course.
Right?
So you can like keep it or trade it up or something.
Yeah, like something
There's
like
going to
that.
be people in the comments like trying to explain it. Meanwhile, we're not reading comments.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to be like,
I
I do
gotta
not
get
know what
in
this
it.
is.
But
But-
like, I don't know. I'm a classic Secret Santa.
Yeah, I'm bored
I
with
like
that.
Secret Santa. Have you ever gotten a Secret Santa gift you didn't like?
Wow, that's a good question.
I got a story for this.
Not one that jumps out. I don't want to
Okay.
sit here and ponder it for a little while. I've gotten gifts that people have just been like, thanks, like that I've given to people.
Yeah.
I remember there was back in the day before like Manscaped and all of that stuff kind of became popular, and now it's something dudes use all the time, and all of that has become very
Manscaped?
common. Yeah, Manscaped.
What do you mean, man? What is that?
Well, it's a brand, number one, but you know that manscaping means, maintaining the
Oh, that
shrubbery,
area.
right?
Okay. I was like, what is that?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Was
Okay.
Anyway, so there was a company that was the first to come out with a lotion, as opposed to like putting talc powder and all that down in your nethers.
What the
So
hell?
the first, well, you're not a guy, so you don't understand. There's a different, there's
You gave this to
no,
someone's
hang
Secret
on. No,
Santa?
no, it wasn't Secret Santa. It was just gifts to my friends that just completely laid an egg with them. So what happened was there was instead of like putting, talc down there for sweating and all of that stuff and just to stay fresh. Now Manscaped and a bunch of other brands create like lotion. Instead of putting powder down there, there's lotion you
Okay.
can put down there. And the first company that I saw that did this was probably about 2013. I believe the brand name, I don't think it was the product name. I think the brand name was Fresh Balls. And I just thought it was hilarious. So I got my friends, I got them a bottle of this lotion, and that was a Christmas gift. I mean, we weren't exchanging gifts. There was no formal, like, what'd you get me this year? I just gave it to everybody as a Christmas gift because it's just like, well, you're all in relationships.
of you when
She'll
I saw
appreciate it.
this.
Yeah. I'm like, your balls stink. No, but
Terrible.
I,
Terrible.
but I just thought Here you go, guys. Good luck.
I'm done.
But it just didn't. They were just like, thanks. Like they just didn't get the allure, I guess. But also at the same time, I feel sorry for the ladies if they're not maintaining,
I remember one time
the area. That's a drag.
I remember one time I got a Secret Santa gift. I remember it was a coworker. She was mad funny. Like I didn't say anything. I still got it to this day. But they gave me an astrology book of my sign. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then they gave me my birthstone. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then they gave me a pair of socks. And at first I didn't look at the socks. I thought they were just like blue and white socks. And then when I really looked at them, I remember they were sitting in my kitchen counter for like a month. They were just sitting there like with the gift.
Oh, so you were obviously very grateful.
And, they were a pair of Hanukkah socks. They had all these stars of David. And I always think about that. I was like, yo, this soul was like something that like this person just picked and just like whatever type shit. The other two things were thoughtful.
I was gonna say that's a very personal gift to just be like, wow,
I
my
don't think I
birthstone.
ever told this person
My
that
sign.
I'm Jewish. Like I'm like,
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, Mendoza is a bit of a giveaway.
But you know what's
Obviously,
funny?
you're Jewish.
I still have those pair of socks to this day. I should have wore them. I didn't think I was going to talk about
That would have
this
been
story.
an excellent reveal,
I
just to
swear.
be like, and
they're
these are the socks,
and
everybody.
these are super comfy, and they're like one of those terry saw socks. But I always remember that. It took me a while, and when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh wow, this is a cute pair of socks."
What nice blue socks you
And
got.
then I put them on, and it's like mad stars of David everywhere. I was like, "Oh wow, okay." That I always remember that to this day. That was
That's
a cool
great.
story. That was my Secret Santa
That's
story.
funny.
I'm a good gifter. I feel like when it was like, I feel like as long as I know what you like, I'm a very big on like thoughtful gifts. I'm like, oh, like this made me think of you, like type shit. I like being the giver. I like receiving gifts, but unfortunately, I'm gonna just say it. And it's not even like that I judge the gifts that are given to me. I just feel like I've never, besides my son, I was never given a gift that wowed me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Unless I was like a kid, that's something different. But as I feel
Right,
like,
but as an adult.
as an adult,
It's harder too, though.
no,
because
like I never got wowed, and it's so bad. Like every relationship I was in, I felt like it was just super cringy because I had to pretend I liked the gift, and it's so bad. I'm like, damn, am I like that complicated of a person that is so difficult to pick a gift for me?
Right.
And like there'll be beautiful gifts, Chris, like expensive purses, jewelry, nice things, but it's like my taste is so unique that it's like it was nice, but I was like, oh.
It's you would get the gifts that were the type of things that you would have rather gone and picked out yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody making that decision for you for like a
little
handbag
bit.
or something like that, because what you want is very specific to your
And it sucks
taste.
because it's like, how do you tell your partner not to get you something and not get offended, But then it's like, I don't want you buying me more of this stuff either. Because it's like
That's the trade-off.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like, it's
I get
such
it.
an awkward position. I've been in that position many times. And of course, like I'm not a meanie, and I learn how to work with what I'm given, and I learn to love those gifts because in the end of the day, like it's something that you never had, and I
Right.
appreciate those things.
And the sentiment behind it.
Exactly.
That somebody is like, they took the time, they picked this out, they thought I would like it. And so you kind of develop an affection for the gift.
A little bit. I'm just like, I am very simple. Ask me what I want. A month prior.
Yeah, right? I'm with you.
That's it. I'm just like, I swear to God, Chris, I am the worst person to surprise. Like, I'm not good with surprise gifts because I don't know if you know my taste. Just ask me directly, what is it that you want?
Well, you know what the thing is, too? As adults, if we want something, we're just going to buy it. It's not like we're saving stuff up for like, oh, this is going to be my big Christmas gift this year. It's like, come on. Like, if I want something, I'm going to buy it. I'm not going to look at something in September and be like, well, I can't buy this just in case I get it for Christmas.
Yeah.
No, you can't do it. You're an adult. You make your own money. You're going to buy something when you see it. And that's it. Like, you're not going to save stuff you actually want. And, for me, I'm at the point where even getting gifts, and my parents are on board with this, and I'm totally fine with it. It's like, you want to get me some comfy black socks? You want to get me razors? I'm one of 11 men who shaves my face every day. So I'm like, you want to get me stuff like that? I am totally down because they're like essentials for me. And I'm grateful because it's also like, it's a commodity I don't need to worry about. If they got me a 12 pack of like Bounty paper towels, I'd be like, awesome, I am set for weeks. Well, I know that seems like a lame gift, but at this point I'm like, I don't need anything. Yeah, like I need that. Yeah. I need stuff I'm using every day. Facts. But like for fun, and people don't like, it's so funny. That's the other dividing line when it comes to, giving gifts for the holidays. It's just like, some people only give gift cards. And some people hate the idea of like getting gift cards or receiving gift cards. And I'm cool with gift cards because, again, I can be difficult to shop for. And at the same time, like, all right, well, cool. I can go see 2 movies with, this gift card. Thanks. Or something like that. Where it's like, oh, I will totally use it. And you can't get something like that. Or you get like gift card to a restaurant. Like that stuff's totally cool with me.
No, I'm cool with the gift cards. I'm not judgmental on the gift cards. I feel like it's very difficult
Would
to
you rather get that than a handbag or a coat or something like that is specific to your taste?
Unless it's something I want.
Of course.
It's very, just ask me what I want. That's it, straight up. Ask me directly what I want, and it's exactly that. I'm not going to play games on it. Like, it's just straight up. Just ask me what I want. I'm not going to play games. I'm just going to tell you directly the answer. I don't know. It's crazy because I always feel like Christmas is always like, not a weird time for me, but it's always such a busy time. Like, even right now, I'm like, holy shit, like December really is this weekend.
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow is December.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Literally. The
December.
Year, I don't know how the year is over already.
So like a month from now is my birthday. So it's like, it's always Christmas, New Year's, my birthday. So it's like this time is always like very like,
it's I wouldn't say
a little bit.
It all blends together.
And then I started thinking about my birthday. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my birthday? I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday. I don't know.
You're going to figure it out like 3 weeks after your birthday. Like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go out.
You know what I want? I want a surprise party.
Well, now you just told us. How are we supposed to do it?
I'm just saying, I've never had a surprise party ever in my life. Ever. I've been to many a surprise parties, seen it in movies, and I thought it was always so cool. I've never had a surprise party.
All right, Mina's 23rd birthday. We're all going to figure out a surprise party for her. So,
Chuck E. Cheese.
Bravery family, let's get together. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
No, we're not going to Chuck E. That was a joke. That was a joke, bro.
We'll make a facade. We'll create like a set. The outside looks like
all these
Chuck E.
adults
Cheese.
go to Chuck E. Cheese. We're going to get arrested. Like, that is not the scene.
Most of you all have kids, so it'd actually be a good cover.
Nah,
to
man.
be like, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
But
and then
that's
you
something
walk inside.
I always wanted. I've always wanted like just that surprise party. I think that would be a cool party.
Nice.
All right.
That's good. You know what? That as a gift in itself, that's a pretty good gift.
Right?
Just be like, here's everybody you love. Everyone's here to celebrate you. It's just like, oh, this is better than a thing.
I'll be happy. I'd be happy. So happy with that.
That is a good idea. That is a good gift.
Let's see. Have you ever gotten a gift you didn't like? Because I talked about mine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not specifically, but just not my taste. But what is a gift in particular you remember that you didn't like?
See, I'm trying to think of something specific that I got that I didn't like. I know I have to put this is going to sound terrible. See, this is another relationship thing. You're just like, you want to be gracious about it because this person's,
you don't want to hurt their feelings.
Of course. But because, again, everybody who's watching right now, since this is legitimately how I dress every day, in the past, girlfriends have made the mistake of getting me clothes, but like clothes an adult would wear and not clothes like I wore in high school, the kind of stuff I still wear today. So it'd be a lot of collared shirts or button-down shirts and things like that, the way I should dress. So I would get clothes that were like, I know, see the look on your face, you're just like, why would you do that? Like,
what are you trying to say?
Well, and I get that. I heard repeatedly from several different women this exact phrase. You don't dress to your potential.
What?
I know. And I'm like,
what leather jacket were you wearing?
Oh, there's always been a leather jacket. No, I think it's the t-shirt and jeans thing that they're just like, yeah, but why don't you wear a bunch of, like, why don't you look like the guys, on the posters in the window of Abercrombie or something? I'm like, why would I? Like, that's not me.
I belong at Spencer's. No, let me stop. I'm done.
No, listen, and not that I have to wear, not that everything like needs to be joke. I love Elvira. Who doesn't love Elvira? So obviously I have a shirt. I have a lot of band shirts and movie shirts and stuff. But it's like, that's just what I'm comfortable in.
Are. I feel offended.
You're offended on my behalf? Good.
No, like that's messed up. I mean, like, emotional damage. Like it's just like, I mean, I get it, but that's like kind of mean.
Well, it's also one of those things that just like, and it's not. Sorry, I'm going to put this on women. Apologies to all the women who are watching who are about to tune out after I say this, but you're not going to change a man, right? you could buy him clothes. It doesn't mean he's gonna start dressing a different way. Like you could buy me a shirt from. I'm trying to think. Like Abercrombie isn't exactly a current reference, but
anybody if they want to change. I don't think that you could change, but you could help someone see the change.
But not necessarily somebody's style. Like I wasn't.
No, that's gonna come from you.
Yeah, like I'm not
change
gonna
because you want to change.
Totally.
But,
like I wore T-shirts from Old Navy when I worked there. I didn't wear like nice clothes from Old Navy. I mean, not that they're like super nice, but like button-down shirts and stuff like that. Like I wasn't wearing that stuff from Old Navy.
Yeah.
I got T-shirts there and jeans, and once because they had them, a pair of Hula Girl boxers. But otherwise,
Hula Girl boxers?
Yeah, boxers with like little hula girls on it.
Oh,
well, I was
okay.
17, like and 18. Like of course I was wearing dumb shit like that. Not that anyone was going to see it. I mean, other dudes in the locker room. But otherwise,
what was the style when you were in high school?
Baggy. Everything baggy. Well, that's the joke. So there's.
Wait, so what was the year? Like, what decade did you go to high school in?
What century did I go to high school in?
No. I'm just curious. I'm like, wait, baggy, like early 90s baggy or like 2000s baggy? Because I feel like those are two different baggies.
Late 90s baggy.
Okay.
So I was in, fall
like
of 96.
Like UFO pants?
Huh?
Like UFO pants? Or is that like 2000s?
That's I feel like I was right on the borderline. I feel like that stuff kicked in like junior year. I graduated. I was a class of 2000. That's when I graduated high school. So fall of 96. So
you didn't know if you were going to make it or
not
not when it was like New Year's Eve. You're like, are we all going to die? That's probably was an interesting New Year's Eve because that was the whole Y2K bug thing, right?
Well, that was like the fear, but I don't know anybody who actually took it seriously. Like there was a lot of hype of just like, there's a couple of like ones and zeros that aren't in the right place and the grid's going to shut down. It's like, but I don't think anybody actually believed it. I feel like now with social media and with everybody being so like any idea somebody verbalizes, there's a group of like 20 people who like fully get behind it. So I feel like now something like that would have more traction than it did back then because of the internet and because of social media and all of that stuff. But back then, I don't know anybody personally who took it super seriously. Like I know anybody who's buying like food buckets and stuff, to prep. Like it's all going to go down where it's going to go back to like the dark ages. I bet you some of your
teachers were like that. Maybe your teachers, I swear. Maybe not but maybe some teachers, your principal.
So the fashion for in high school, everything was baggy. Like all the jeans were all like loose fit jeans. Carpenter jeans too. Like all the dudes, we all wore carpenter jeans.
What's carpenter jeans?
They have like the extra pockets on the leg that like obviously guys in high school aren't carrying around like tools and stuff like that in their jeans.
Like Carhartt?
Huh?
Like Carhartt?
Maybe. No, like Junko jeans. Like that kind of thing.
I've heard
I mean, everybody made carpenter pants. I think I had like carpenter jeans from like Old Navy or something like that.
Okay. What were the shoes? What was the brand name for shoes?
Well, that's when everybody started wearing Timberlands, including me. That was when that kicked in the late 90s. I mean, Nike was just always around ever since I was in elementary school. It was all about Nike. And Jordans, but Jordans have been around, for 30 years. Like
Seriously.
Jordans have been a thing. Like those are never going to go away. Everyone's just going to think of Jordans as being a brand. They're going to forget it's associated with Michael Jordan.
I know.
It's going to be like when I see people in CBGB's T-shirts, I can't help but think they think it's a clothing brand and that it wasn't a legendary club somewhere. Because I'm like, you're 16. I'm guessing you don't know.
CBGB still open?
No, it's a John Varvatos. Oh, yeah, they closed years ago. John Varvatos bought it. Now, having said that, he at least has it. That's a guy who just...
I am honestly shocked by this because to anyone who watches this episode, CBGB's was like the place where a lot of notorious bands that are known in like the music industry got a lot of like their startup first gigs or like it was the gig to perform at CBGB's. Like when I think of CBGB's, I think of like Blondie and I think of like Debbie Harry like performing and stuff like that. I think of Pat Benatar. I think of like I don't think the Sex Pistols made it out to the United States.
They never went and they didn't play at CBGB's.
But the Clash, no.
I don't think the Clash played at CBGB's. They came through the U.S. But no, it's the New York band. See, that's the thing. New York is such a city that I think he's saying Ramones.
The Ramones, yeah. I'm like, it's at the twist. I'm like, hold on, I'm getting there. But yes, thank you, Marv. But like
the Ramones and Television and those, but even still through the '80s, like bands like Living Colour used to play at CBGB's. Like that would be in the early days. It was its own scene, which is an interesting thing because New York. Even now, there's no music scene in New York. Even that time in the late '70s, you gotta remember
music scene, yes.
but it's in pockets. There's not like New York isn't defined by like music. Like, Jersey Shore has been a rock scene basically since the 70s. Maybe not so much anymore because all the clubs are closing.
Yeah.
But for decades it was because of Springsteen and because of, the Asbury Jukes and because of, live music became a thing at the Jersey Shore. So it was all bands. But in New York, because remember in the late 70s when CBGB's was going, like what was going on in the clubs? Disco. So this was, all the punk bands that came out of it that were kind of like stripping things down musically.
Yeah, dead. No, disco sucks. That was the universal slogan during that time. I remember.
So yeah, New York's never had like a definitive scene.
I was born in that time. I remember.
I remember seeing those T-shirts and photos from the 70s. But yes, so that's the thing with like brands like that. You kind of think, oh, I wonder if they even know like that CBGB's was a place and like what that means. They probably don't. But anyway,
so fashion. So
there was Timberlands. What was this? I'm trying to remember the sneaker, like the shoe brands and stuff. Because I mean, again,
Adidas.
Nikes were
Did anyone wear Adidas though?
Not as much as they kind of did in the 2000s. I feel like Adidas. Oh, Airwalk. Okay, so Airwalks were obviously huge. You don't know the skater shoes? Airwalks and Vans.
But you know what's funny? Airwalk, I feel like got sold out to Payless, didn't they?
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when I think of Airwalk, I might be bugging. Don't come for me. But when I think of Airwalk, I feel like that was a brand that got bought by Payless.
Could be. I mean, it was interesting how those brands became, because like Massimo used to be
Vans,
sold.
That's what I was saying. Nobody wore Converses.
Not really. I mean, I did see it. Before I wore boots, I actually had
like
Chucks.
Pair of Chucks?
Yeah, I did wear Chucks before I
wore
started
lots
wearing
of
boots.
Chucks in high school.
The problem
Vans.
with it only took one time for me to wear them in gym class and for my feet to be insanely sore because there's no insole whatsoever that I was like, I'm out. And then I switched to boots.
But you know what? It's the classic shoe.
It is.
You can't wear a pair of Chucks. Okay, for everybody that wants to know something, you are a poser if you rock a pair of Chucks that are just super clean or Vans that are now, I'm not saying to go purposely get them dirty. I feel like they should get dirty organically. It's just like, didn't you get those yesterday? What happened? They got bad butt on those.
Yeah, exactly. I wore them. That's what happened. But yeah, if they're crisp, no.
Yeah, it looks like you're trying hard.
Totally. Well, that's why I never understood the trend of like dudes who wear hats and they keep the sticker on the brim, and I'm like,
that's true.
You're supposed to wear a hat. Like why? Like why do you want your hat to look brand new forever? You're wearing the thing.
Yeah.
Don't you want it to have some wear to it? Just want some age? Like, listen, my jeans are kind of frayed on the ends here. I don't. Anybody can say I'll lift my leg into frame. I hope I didn't step in anything weird. But it's like, yeah, they get this way because I wear them all the time.
What brand is your shoe?
These are actually Skechers boots.
No way.
Yeah.
Do you have something against Doc Martens?
They're just not my style because the stitching's yellow. I just need them to be solid black like this.
Is all the stitching yellow for Doc Martens?
I believe so.
Really?
I mean, I don't know that they're slip-on ones either because I'm...
No, we have slip-on ones. I'm a big Doc
they?
Martens. It's called the Chelsea boot.
See, I've worn Chelsea boots, but the problem is with me wearing jeans, this actually needs to look like a boot. But with the Chelsea boots, they're so flat, they just look like black shoes. So that's why I don't wear Chelsea boots. I'm really weird.
Okay.
I'm very weird. I prefer these look more like motorcycle boots, even though they're made by Skechers. I'll cop to that. But yeah, like these actually look like a boot, even though my pants leg is covering the top. You can still tell I'm wearing boots. But Chelsea boots just look like shoes.
I got a question because I had it on the outline. If you were in a situationship, right, where it's like you're not in a relationship, but you're like talking to somebody,
right?
Would you buy your situationship partner a gift?
Are you asking for a friend?
No.
Okay.
I'm asking.
Just wondering, because this is the kind of thing.
No.
Let me ask you what you would do.
Do you buy your situationship a gift, or do you expect a gift from your situationship?
See,
I'm curious about that.
I'm more like you in that I prefer to give gifts than receive them. I enjoy being able to surprise people with gifts.
Okay.
I like that part. Like,
yeah.
Again, as happy as I am to get razors and socks from my parents, I prefer to get them gifts and have them be excited unwrapping something that they wouldn't buy for themselves. But I wouldn't necessarily expect one back. But I wouldn't go into it with the expectation of like, well, I'm getting them a gift, so they better get me something. Yeah. So would I? Yes, but that's just who I am. But I wouldn't have feelings about it if they didn't get me one, because unless there's a conversation, who's to know? And at the same time, like, we're adults. So if you want to get, or you think like things are at a point, even though, there's a lot of, there's a a lot of gray area in a situationship, just to be like, listen, even if we haven't figured this out, do you want to exchange gifts? Like, just even have that conversation is just pretty normal.
Imagine, I want a purebred Rottweiler.
That's a big ask. That's an expense. You're like, can you buy me something that's going to cost me out the ass?
Imagine. That's funny as hell. I think my dog's a Rottweiler.
He's licking the microphone.
Kevin.
He literally is just up
Yo,
on the cord.
tell me he don't look like a baby Rottweiler. Yo, he does though. Yo, he don't even look real. He looks like a toy.
He kind of does.
What are you talking about, man?
There's a lot of...
Yo, Kevin,
he
you're
looked
so
more
cool.
like if he was solid black, but he's very colorful. So like if he was solid black,
He
I
got
think
a little white little patchy patch.
Yeah, exactly. His paws are. He's got like the dirty blonde going.
You're the personality hire.
He is. He's the mascot of the Mina Mendoza Show. That's what it is.
He'll be there.
He is. He's Spicy Pup.
Spicy pup. I like that. So you would bring up exchanging gifts.
I think as far as like communication, because I would just say, even if we didn't, like, all right, it depends how long it's been going on for. So let's put like a time frame on it. Like, if we're heading into, tomorrow's December 1st, let's say this thing started in like September, then it's like, well, even if we haven't figured it out, or even if we're going with the flow, or even if this is casual, like, is that something you want to do? But I would go with me personally.
Why are you making this shit sound so serious, Chris?
Well, you're asking me a question. Like, we're talking about situationship.
Is this something you want to do?
I mean, I would want to.
This is supposed to be giving gifts. You made it sound like it was a life decision.
Well, I thought you were like asking me seriously, like, what should my friend do in this situation? But no, I would. If it was me, I would bring it up. Just be like, listen, would you like to exchange gifts?
Okay.
No pressure if you don't want to.
No pressure.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But and same, like if there wasn't a discussion, I would give a gift, but I wouldn't necessarily expect one. Like I wouldn't set myself up for that disappointment if they didn't get one, but I would give one just to be like, hey, it's good. Merry Christmas.
What would your budget be for that gift? Like, what's a budget you would not spend for a gift, Christmas gift?
For anybody or situationship? We hanging on that?
Situationship.
I would probably keep it at like $50-ish bucks. Maybe that's kind of lowballing it, but I'm like, if it's supposed to be something casual, then it's not supposed to be, super, not spending $100. Like $100 is a big spend in my mind anyway. It's just like for something, I don't know. We're in a weird spot right now where women look at Cheesecake Factory as being a low rent date. So I don't know how things are going to look to anybody else, but in my book,
everybody's against the Cheesecake Factory. I wonder how much money they're losing right now. People are just so against the cheesecake.
I'm like,
what did they do to you?
It's such a polarizing subject.
Why are you upset at the Bible-like menu? Like, why?
Yeah,
Leave them alone.
Yeah, like you can get anything at Cheesecake Factory. Like, how is that a bad dinner?
I know, right?
It's not like we're going to Applebee's because I got a 2 for $22. So you can only order off this one page. Like that's a lousy date. That's not a good date to set up. But like Cheesecake Factory, you can get anything. You could literally just get 3 slices of cheesecake for dinner and be completely happy.
That part.
I don't understand.
That's a lot, though.
But whatever. So anyway, in my mind, I feel like $50 is like a good gift for somebody who you're still getting to know. I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
Was that too serious?
Nah, you're good money.
All right.
I was going to say, Chris, because we didn't even get to mention it, and I want to make sure that you can mention it.
Sure.
If you could tell our beautiful viewers, I guess, like where they could find you, like your Instagram handle, your YouTube channel, what your show is called, and when they could catch the newest episode.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on... See, now, we don't like the new name of the app.
Why?
Because, well, no, I'll tell you. Because we all liked Twitter. We don't like what it's become.
Oh, X?
So courtesy, correct. So it's like Voldemort. I won't say it out loud, except I will say Voldemort. But it's courtesy of Vernon Reed, guitar player for the band Living Colour, who put it out there as, well, it's not what it used to be, but we're not going to give in what it's called now, so we're going to call it Twix. So I refer to that app as Twix. It's not
Twix.
Twitter anymore. We're calling it Twix. You can follow me on Twix and TikTok at Chris Aballo. And on Instagram at Chris Sells Out, which is a joke that got away from me because I was like, I'm going to end up using this thing one day. Let me just get the handle. And some bot has my actual name as the handle on Instagram. And I can't get it back because they're not helpful at all.
It's okay.
So Chris Sells Out is the handle. And my show you can follow at Cape Pod on Instagram, and TikTok. And that's also the YouTube handle as well. You can search Chris Aballo's Podcast Experiment on YouTube, or the link is in the link tree. We all got those in the bio in my socials. And also, again, go to Cape Pod and you can find that. New episodes for the next 2 Mondays, because on Monday, December 11th, we're putting out the 2023 Half in the Bag Holiday Spectacular, which is the last show of 2023 to end the 10th year of Cape. Give or take a few years, but it started in 2013, so the show has existed for 10 years. So the last show to wrap up the 10th year since the show began.
Good for you,
and then the show's going to have a break in the beginning of the year, and then we'll pick it up down the line. But yeah, the next 2 Mondays. But we're going to hit 240 episodes. There's a lot to choose from. So you go check that out. Full video episodes, of course, wherever you get your podcast. You can listen to it as well and get in on some best ofs. If you want more of this for whatever reason, you can listen to it by going on wherever your podcast app is. And you can listen to the best of 2022, 2021, 2020, and so on. And get yourself a crash course in what's going on Chris Aballo's Podcast Experiment.
Yeah.
And Mina's going to be on finally. We're overdue for this.
I know.
That's the reason I'm finally here to do your show. And
it was fun though. I liked it.
I did too.
I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope,
did, of course.
Whoever tuned in with us, please remember to like, share, and subscribe the YouTube channel. Also remember, my friends, follow me on Instagram, Queen of Spice, and that's Queen 0 F Spice. We could connect there. I make posts. You know, I feel like besides waiting for Thursday for me to have a show, like that's a perfect way for like us to connect, especially if you want to come and be a guest on the show. And yeah, I really hope that everyone has a healthy weekend. We're going to catch ourselves on Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm trying to think, is there anything going on in Bravery? Also, shout out to Bravery Studios. Marv, what on December 16th, what's it called again? Dipset Christmas. Pop up for Dipset Christmas. Dipset. Yes, Purple City Bird Gang and Garfield. Yes. So we're going to have like a Secret Santa type of vibe, but definitely pop up. It'll be on December 16th. So yeah, definitely check out the Instagram and you'll catch your girl, here.
And lots of Capricorn memes as well in her story. So if you like Capricorn memes.
That part. Yeah.
Mina Mendoza,
and
Queen
also
of Spice.
all my friends that are listening, I gave out a clue. I want a surprise party for my birthday. Just saying.
Yeah, she outright told us, Marv. So
I'm
now
dead.
we have to do it. Clearly, but that's the problem. We invite her anywhere. She's going to be like, this is a surprise party.
Yeah.
Anytime she does anything,
I'm dead.
A month from now, it's going to be like, this is my surprise party. Oh my God, it's happening.
All right, guys.
This is the night. It's going to happen tonight.
It's your girl, Mina Mendoza. Also, shout out to Kevin. Made it out here. But it's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, Queen of Spice. We out. Yes.
Kevin. We did it.